Hello there.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
You have questions.
Yes. I had a lot of questions. I'm sure you had a lot of questions, but rest assured, we're going to answer them right now.
So it looks like in the last few days we have had some pretty serious Deadpool 3 leaks come out, originating from 4chan and Reddit, regarding the entire plot of the movie. Now I'm going to go ahead and read this, but it sounds like it's an entire plot synopsis, and I'm going to tell you at the end whether I think it's real or not, and why or why not. Now I do kind of like to cover leaks on this channel a little bit, so if you don't like that, then you can click off now, but if not, let's get into this leak.
The Atomic Fair.
Now, this is exactly what it says from the top. It says, Deadpool was arrested for time crimes by messing around with Cable's device at the end of Deadpool 2. Cable and Domino do not appear, but it is mentioned by a judge for the TVA that the TVA returned Cable to his original time period in exchange for confiscating his time travel technology. The TVA is not fond of the X-Men movies' various methods of time travel, Cable, Kitty's mind projection, because they're a hassle to clean up. Before he's sentenced to erasure, Deadpool gets leniency due to the pleadings by a TVA agent, Paradox, who Deadpool insists on calling Bob because his name sounds too long. Now, apparently this character is played by an actor named Matthew McFadden, Faden? Well, we already know that he's in the movie, but we don't know exactly what his role is yet, but it sounds like, according to this leak, he is Agent Paradox. Now, Paradox asked the judge to let Deadpool make up for his crimes by helping him on a mission for the TVA. When 616 Wanda died, her spirit inhabited the body of 838 Wanda. So apparently this confirms that Wanda did die at the end of Multiverse of Madness. Like I said, I'll tell you at the end whether I think this is real or not, but I think this is a little suspicious. It says the struggle for control damaged her mind, eviscerating the 838 Earth. As a result, 838 has been changed into a new world, House of M style, where Magneto, Ian McKellen, and now Wanda's adoptive father, rules the Earth, and mutants are the majority of the population. The X-Men, styled after the 90s design, but played by most of the singer cast, work for Magneto to protect the mutant world from the Human Brotherhood, made up of some supporting characters including Nick Fury, Jimmy Woo, Dopinder, and Pete from Deadpool 2, as well as sympathetic mutants Colossus, Yukio, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and Wolverine. Once Logan hears that time travel is possible, he hijacks Bob's TVA device to attempt to change history, which sends him throughout the various Fox worlds, as well as a cameo by Channing Tatum as a future Gambit, and eventually ending up in the events of X-Men 2 and The Last Stand, where Wanda's alterations to history made Magneto's victory over humanity come true. Deadpool enlists the Fox heroes who don't die in a fight against Magneto's forces in a redo of The Last Stand's Golden Gate bridge fight. Logan and X-23 and several different Deadpools, including one who's just Ryan Reynolds in a Wrexham shirt. It spirals out of control, almost everyone dies, including a massive amount of civilians, a complete clusterfuck, and once the dust settles, Wanda is depowered by the mutant cure, and the TVA banishes her, Deadpool, Paradox, and House of M Logan to the main MCU timeline, declaring them someone else's problem. Logan sets off to find the rest of the world's mutants, and Deadpool goes back to his apartment to find Blind Al in his bed. Now, honestly, I feel like this leak could very well be real, at least some of the plot details and some of the parts of the plot, like Ian McKellen returning as Magneto, and them revisiting the old Fox universes and stuff like that. These are all leaked details that we've heard in the past that we know for the most part are going to be real. We obviously know Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is going to be in the movie. And this sounds a lot like them trying to kind of channel a No Way Home type vibe and maybe bring in those big box office numbers. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is sort of a fanboy's wet dream. So if this ends up being real, it is going to be really crazy. But also Multiverse of Madness was kind of that fanboy's wet dream in terms of having the Illuminati and stuff like that. I wouldn't say the entire plot was something that would satisfy all fanboys, considering the movie was pretty divisive, but there were some elements of it that were definitely huge on fan service, and I feel like this movie could very well play into that fan service, the same as No Way Home, the same as The Flash, and a lot of these movies that have been coming out recently and kind of reaching into the past and playing on the nostalgic vibe. Now, some of this stuff sounds kind of cool. Colossus, Yukio, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Wolverine, and a few other characters sort of being a rebellion. X-Men in this House of M type world, which sounds pretty amazing considering House of M has sort of been the vibe of WandaVision and a little bit of Multiverse of Madness with Wanda kind of losing her mind. I guess Multiverse of Madness would have been like the Avengers Disassembled, and then this story would kind of be more like the House of M of the MCU. Because of course at the end of Avengers Disassembled, Wanda completely loses her mind, and then House of M starts with them trying to treat Wanda in bed because she is having a mental breakdown, and the entire world changes. And of course Magneto leads the X-Men. A lot of this stuff is very similar to this Deadpool 3 plot leak. So if it's real, then I guess it'll come down to the execution and seeing how well all this stuff is put together. But if it's real, it does sound pretty amazing and sort of sound like a fanboy's wet dream. So let me know what you guys think about this plot leak. Let me know what you think about the idea of Wanda and Magneto sort of being father and daughter, and the idea of them sort of following House of M in a pretty major way with this storyline. Like I said, it could not be real, but it very well could. At least parts of the plot sound pretty legit. And like I said, the MCU has sort of become unpredictable in the routes that they've been taking with their movies, because we've gotten so much fan service in the past few movies, and then we've also gotten some sort of bad projects, bad Disney Plus. Then we've also gotten bad Disney Plus shows and bad movies and Thor Love and Thunder type movies and stuff like that. But we have had a few home runs here. I think Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness was at least okay. It was somewhat decent. Spider-Man No Way Home was amazing. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was also pretty damn good. So this movie is either going to be really good or really bad, and I don't really think there's going to be an in-between, but we will see when the movie comes out. So like I said, you guys comment down below what you think of these leaks, and until the next video, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.